All right. Let's jump into the world of mechanical engineering drafting. We're doing a deep dive into those roll catcher materials you sent over
Yeah.
to, really get a sense of what this career is all about.
Yeah, definitely. It's
So to start,
more than meets the eye for sure.
okay, so first things first, what does a mechanical engineering drafter actually do all day? RoleCatcher calls them the critical link.
Right.
What's that all about?
Well, they're the bridge between like those big engineering ideas and the final product.
Okay. Go ahead.
Imagine them as the translators, kind
Okay,
of
yep.
taking, these complex sketches and designs from engineers and then turning them into those very detailed technical drawings that manufacturers use.
So they're creating the blueprints, the instructions to make sure everything's built right.
Exactly. And we're not talking about rough sketches
Yeah.
here. These drawings have to be incredibly precise.
Right.
I mean, even like a misplaced decimal point could mean, you have a dysfunctional product
Wow.
or a very costly disaster.
Talk about attention to detail.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yeah. Big time. Every line, every dimension matters.
Ugh.
That's why you need those strong math skills, and you really need a good understanding of engineering principles.
It's really interesting how much precision goes into this.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher mentioned something about like tolerance levels. What are those?
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Tolerance levels are basically, the acceptable limits of variation in a product's physical dimensions.
Okay.
So, for example, a drawing might, say that a part can be no more than 0.5 millimeters larger or smaller than what the measurement's supposed to be.
Wow.
The drafter needs to make sure that those tolerances are like clearly defined in their drawings to guarantee that the part fits with everything else.
It sounds like the tiniest detail could have huge consequences.
100%. And that level of precision is what makes this role so important.
Mm-hmm.
They're the guardians of quality control.
Oh.
They're making sure that the final product matches what the engineer had in mind.
So it's not just being a technical whiz, it's also a bit visionary.
Yeah, in a way, yes.
Okay.
They need to be able to visualize how it all fits together and then kind of see any potential issues
Before they happen.
before they come up. Exactly.
Where do they actually work? Is it all computer screens and drafting tables?
A lot of it is in the office,
Yeah.
using, sophisticated software to create these drawings. But RoleCatcher also mentioned that site visits are important.
So they get out from behind the computer sometimes.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of that?
Getting a real-world perspective
Okay.
by seeing the actual manufacturing process and talking to the people who are actually building the product,
Oh, wow.
they get valuable insight that they can use.
So it connects the theory and the practice.
Yes, exactly. And speaking of bridging gaps,
Okay.
let's talk about another important skill for mechanical engineering drafters.
Okay.
Communication.
Because even the most technically perfect drawing is useless if nobody understands it.
Exactly. They're like this central hub of communication. Oh, wow.
Always talking to a really diverse group of people, engineers, manufacturers, contractors,
Yeah.
all with their own lingo and priorities.
Yeah, so they're not just drafting experts, they're master communicators too.
Right. Making sure everyone's on the same page.
Exactly.
And these days, that means being fluent in another language? Software?
Oh, yeah. RoleCatcher definitely mentioned how important software skills are.
Yeah.
They specifically said AutoCAD is a must-have.
Oh, absolutely. AutoCAD is like the foundation of digital drafting. It's the industry standard,
Yeah.
For creating those really precise 2D drawings.
Okay.
But things are changing so fast.
Mhm.
Programs like SolidWorks and CATIA are becoming essential too. They're really big on 3D modeling.
You mentioned 3D modeling, and RoleCatcher also talked about something called BIM.
Right.
They made it sound like a total game changer.
It really is.
Yeah.
Building information modeling, BIM.
Yeah.
It's revolutionizing the whole construction process.
Okay.
So imagine this. You're not just looking at a 3D model.
You're interacting with like a dynamic, data-rich representation of the whole building.
So it's like the difference between looking at a picture of a cake versus having the actual recipe.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
With BIM architects, engineers, drafters, they can all work together.
Wow.
And they can spot problems before anything is even built.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it saves so much time and money,
That's incredible.
prevents costly rework later on.
It sounds so powerful. But with all this specialized software, how does someone even become a mechanical engineering drafter? Where do they start?
Well, RoleCatcher talked about a couple of different paths.
Okay.
A degree in mechanical engineering or something similar is a really good foundation,
Okay.
but it's not always the only way in.
So some employers might prioritize experience and software skills over a 4-year degree?
Exactly. That's where the technical training and certifications come in.
Makes sense.
If you earn those certifications in AutoCAD, SolidWorks, CATIA, it shows you have that mastery.
Right.
That can be huge when you're looking for a job.
It's like a badge of honor.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got the skills to back it up.
Right.
Speaking of standing out, RoleCatcher also said it's important to build a killer portfolio.
Yes.
What does that look like for a mechanical engineering drafter?
It's your chance to really show off what you can do.
Okay.
Let those potential employers see your technical skills and your creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it as like a collection of your best work.
Okay.
Detailed drawings, 3D models, maybe even some design solutions you came up with.
So you're not just showing you can use the software, you're showing you can create impressive things with it.
Yes,
then.
exactly. And online platforms like Behance, even LinkedIn, are great places to showcase that portfolio.
It's like a digital open house for your skills.
Exactly.
So let's say you've done it all. You've mastered the software, built an amazing portfolio, landed that entry-level job.
Okay.
What's next? What does the career path look like from there? So you're on the ladder now.
Yeah, you've got your foot in the door.
What's next?
Well, as you get more experience, you get more responsibility.
Okay.
You might move up to like a senior drafting role,
Okay.
leading projects, mentoring junior drafters, maybe even managing a whole team.
Wow.
Some drafters even end up switching over to design engineering.
Real?
They use their knowledge to create the products they used to draft.
So there's room to grow and even try different things within the field.
Yeah, definitely.
That's really cool.
It's a pretty dynamic field.
It sounds like no matter what, though, you got to keep learning.
Absolutely. RoleCatcher stressed that a lot.
Yeah.
Technology changes so fast in this field.
Mm-hmm.
You always have to be learning and growing to keep up.
Especially with AI and automation becoming more common.
Right, exactly.
How do you even start navigating the interview process for a mechanical engineering drafter these days with AI and everything else?
That's a great question, and RoleCatcher had some good tips about common interview questions.
Okay.
First of all, be ready to talk about the software programs we discussed.
Makes sense.
They'll want to make sure you can actually use AutoCAD, SolidWorks, and all those programs.
Yeah, they want you to walk the walk.
Exactly, and they'll probably ask on tolerance levels, too.
Okay.
Be ready to explain how you make sure things are accurate and precise.
So it's not just knowing the software, it's understanding how important those decisions are.
Yeah, how they affect the real world.
No pressure.
None at all.
And this is where those communication skills are important again.
100%.
You have to explain these complicated technical things to people who might not understand.
For the bridge between the engineers and the manufacturers, remember,
Right.
clear communication is essential.
With AI becoming a bigger part of drafting, does that change those essential skills at all? Could AI even change the interview process itself?
That's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
AI might be able to do some of the tasks, but it can't replace humans completely.
Okay.
Being able to solve problems, think critically, communicate with people and machines,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be even more important as technology changes.
So it's those human skills that are going to make candidates stand out.
Exactly. It's not just about knowing the latest software, it's about being able to adapt.
Okay.
You have to be willing to learn and bridge the gap between what humans are good at and what technology is good at.
It sounds like the future of mechanical engineering drafting is about using AI as a tool, not being afraid of it.
Exactly. And that brings us to our final thought for today.
Okay.
As you learn more about mechanical engineering drafting, think about this.
Okay.
How do you think AI will change the field? What skills and qualities will be most valuable in the future?
That's something to think about for sure.
It is.
We covered so much today.
We did.
Tolerance levels, communication, AI.
It's been a great deep dive.
It really has.
And remember, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
There's always more to learn.
So keep that curiosity going.
Exactly.
Never stop learning. That's how you succeed in any field.
Especially one that changes as fast as this one.
Right, exactly. Until next time.
See you later.